So what do you say? You've had some trouble with alcohol and people are asking you why you don't drink anymore. How do you handle that? Sometimes this is an incredibly awkward question. We're going to talk about that right now. I'm Dr. Second Chance. I'm a licensed physician, a trained recovery coach, and a person with 13 years of alcohol use disorder long-term recovery. And I have been asked this question about my own life, and sometimes it's awkward. And I've had people ask me how one should handle it. So we're going to talk about that because there's lots of different ways and a lot of different things going on when someone asks you a question about why you don't drink anymore. So, why do people even bother asking you? Well, sometimes it's small talk. Could be, oh, I see you're not drinking. Why don't you drink? You give an answer. Oh, and who do you think is going to win the ball game? Sometimes it's kind of dumb, insensitive, nosy people that are asking. Sometimes it's people who have the intention of stirring the pot and have an attitude and just like to ask questions to be a bother and even sabotage you. Sometimes it's people that drank heavily with you and they know you and they know something's different. And now they're asking, like, what happened? You know, you're not the same person as you were. And sometimes a person is asking because they have an alcohol problem or they have a friend or a family member or a coworker who has an alcohol problem and they're truly looking for answers. So with all these different kinds of dynamics that can be going on, there's a lot of different types of responses that are possible. And so let's talk about some general ideas, and then we'll talk about some specific things you can say and do. So, three general tips answering this question. The first one is that you don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't have to say anything to anyone. It is totally up to you, and don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. Secondly, a lot of times how we answer is more important than what we actually say. When we can look someone in the eyes, head back, chest up, and just say personal reasons with nothing more than that, a lot of times that takes care of the question. And the the third idea is that your response may vary from anything such as a short personal reasons type of answer to assertively telling the person to mind their own business and that you don't want to talk about it, to actually exiting a location and a person that is behaving that way. Sometimes it's best just to get the heck out of there and not deal with people that are behaving like a jerk. In addition to what I said earlier, keeping in mind when you answer, giving a lot of reasons, sometimes that generates more questions. So just be aware that. That doesn't mean it's the wrong thing to do. But so here are some responses that you can give. And again, if you give an answer confidently, looking in the eyes, chest back, acting joyful and happy, then that also speaks a loud message. You know, so, you know, so why don't you drink? You know, and especially if you don't want to get into it, well, I'm an alcoholic, or I got a DUI, or I've had health problems from alcohol. You know, so some things you can say, I'm the designated driver. I don't like how it tastes. I don't like how it makes me feel. It makes me sleepy. It makes me cranky. If you're an Asian, a lot of times they get this horrible flushing kind of feeling from a drink, and so someone might say, I really don't like how it makes me feel, very uncomfortable. Other answers, I don't like the person I become when I drink. I don't like how much money I spend on drinking. I don't particularly care for the stuff. I think it tastes like strained weasel spit. It's just never been a part of my tradition, and so I've never acquired a taste for it. If you're in recovery and you've reached a time in your recovery where you're very open talking about it, you can just say, I'm in recovery, or I'm a recovering alcoholic, or I'm in long-term recovery from alcohol use disorder. Um, Many people in long-term recovery are very excited about the recovery. I know for me, I'm happy to talk about my recovery and the possibilities of people getting better with almost anyone I meet anywhere. And so if someone was asking me, why I don't drink, I'm happy to tell them, alcohol almost ruined my life and my career and my relationship with my wife and my kids. But thank God, through the recovery process and sobriety, I've got my life back together, and my life has never been better, and it can never be as good as it is now, as I've given up alcohol. So yeah, if you may reach a point where you're happy just being very open with the person about that. And that will be particularly important if you sense that someone is asking because they're having a problem, or a friend or a loved one or a coworker's having a problem, and they're really seeking answers and information. They're not trying to be a bother. They're hurt and suffering on behalf of even someone else, and really would like some good advice. For some aggressive people, you might need to say something like, stop pushing me to do something I don't want to do. Are you trying to hurt me? Or, I am not interested in drinking, and I'm not interested in discussing this further with you. You may need to be assertive and let people know that you expect their behavior to stop right now. And some people can be real jerks. Keep in mind, some people know that they have an alcohol problem, and if they see you doing better, they may feel guilty that they're not doing better, and can actually kind of take it out on you with their words and behavior. I'm not making an excuse for it, but you just may need to assertively say, I do not want to talk about this with you. Leave me alone, or actually, even if necessary, leave the location. So there's some ideas on how to address the question of when someone asks you, why don't you drink? You can take a variety of approaches. And so I would just like to say thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to Dr. Second Chance, like, share, hit the notification bell icon so you can be notified when I upload another video. And again, I'm very grateful for the people that watch. Thank you.